Buenos dias, first and second period, good morning. I'm so sorry I'm not there with you. If you saw my announcement yesterday, you can probably tell I have a lot going on, but I am planning on returning to school tomorrow, as soon as everybody, in my family has what they need and are taken care of, so I can focus specifically on being at school. So I apologize, but I do have a lesson for you and I'm going to record it. We are learning numbers this week, and we're going to learn a couple of other things that go with numbers. But I have a mini lesson for you since I'm not there in person. So the Edpuzzle questions won't be difficult. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. But I do need to go over some stuff with numbers with you. So you probably don't know it, but we are going to learn our numbers from 0 all the way up to, what is this, 999,999. So just buckle up and get ready. We're not going to get this far today. We don't have time to count to 1,000,000 today. But tomorrow I will show you how numbers in Spanish really are not difficult as long as we have our basics. So today I'm going to teach you your basics. You're probably asking yourself, why, Senior Henderson, are we waiting until, what is this, March to learn our numbers? Usually in a Spanish class, the first thing you learn are numbers, colors, how to tell time. I don't teach it like that because what I find is that teachers who teach time or numbers at the beginning of the class never bring them up again. So they kind of just teach you how to count and then it goes away. We have a reason to need to know numbers now. We're going to use it to kind of do a couple of projects when we come back. We're going to use numbers. I'm going to teach you like basic word problems, math problems. And I guess over spring break, if you want to give out your phone number to somebody that speaks Spanish, now you'll be able to do so. I'll put a question mark here. I don't know. Maybe you're not old enough to want to give out your phone number, but if you see somebody who speaks Spanish, you say, ay, bonita, bonito, and you give them your phone number, now you're going to be able to do that. So I'm doing you a favor. You can go over spring break and give somebody your number in Spanish. Okay, so let's get started. I'm hoping you know how to count to 10. The only thing you probably don't know is how to say 0. So we have 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One thing I want to put up here that I don't have are our vowels in Spanish. A, E, I, O, U. I taught you at the beginning of the year, and you may not remember, but our vowels in Spanish always make the same sound 100% of the time. There's never an exception. An A always makes an A, E's make an E, I, O, U. So when I'm pronouncing numbers, I don't want to sound like this. Like my accent in English is awful. It's really country. I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I want to do is keep my vowels very short. A, E, I, O, U. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something that's going to come up later in this video, if you'll notice 6, the number 6 has an S. Siete has a T. That is alphabetical order, just like the alphabet. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Just keep that in mind right now. When did you just see that? 6 and 7. I know 6 and 7 are not difficult. 60 and 70, even my students who speak Spanish get those mixed up all the time. So I got a trick to help you not mess up. Okay, so moving on, we have our numbers 11 through 20. 11 through 15, those numbers kind of follow their own, like there's no pattern, you just kind of have to memorize them. And starting with 16 through 999,000, we have patterns that help us, which is very nice. So you're going to have to memorize 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is, it's not once for the love of God, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. From 16 to 20, we have a pattern that looks a little like this. We have the word 10, which is 10, and then we have an I, which makes an E sound for and then 6, or 7, 8, 9. So what we're saying for these 4 is 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8, which would be how we would say 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it looks a little something like this. We have 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20 we have 20. 20, like if you ever go to Starbucks, which sometimes I do, they have a 20-ounce drink, which used to be their large, and I think we say 20. I think it's Italian. 20. Was that Italian? I don't know. 20 in Spanish has an I. Okay? All right, so moving on. We have our 21 through 29. So 21 through 29 is probably the hardest to remember. It's not really hard. That's spelled wrong, actually. 21. Hardest to remember because it all looks like together and it looks kind of crazy, but it's really not. So let me show you what we have. For 21 through 29, it's all written together, and so it looks like a lot. But what we have is we have 20 and then the number. So 25, 21, 22. And if you break down the words, we see we have 20 and then the number. So 20 and 5, 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3. Okay, so when you go to spell it, every single number from 21 to 29 is going to start with that, and then you just write the number, like 22. Okay, so it's not so bad. This is the pronunciation of those. We have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Now, for those of you that are super all over me and like to call me out, Keaton, I know some of these have accent marks. I don't have my other computer to really do accent marks right now, so I will try to add them when I come back to school tomorrow, okay? Sorry for calling you out, Keaton. Okay, so yes, those are 21 through 29. From here on out, numbers in Spanish are so simple. The hardest thing about numbers in Spanish, I think, are these 5. Knowing how to spell 16 through 29, which we're going to practice. Everything else is super simple. I'm going to show you how. So we have our numbers by tens. From there we have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Look how similar these two are. 80, 90. So every number from here on out is just going to look like this. If I want to say 31, 32, 33, 34, I would say 30 y 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, and I just put the number that comes after it until I get to the next 10. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 80, 81, 82. So numbers from here on out are super simple. We're going to write them just like this. You write the 10, the 30. So you write 30, and then you write the letter Y, which is E, which is and then we do 1, 30 and 2, 30 and 3. Okay, so that seems pretty simple, simple enough. Down here we have, just like I told you, a couple of people always ask, like, how do you tell the difference between 60 and 70? I always forget. Well, I have 2 ways. 60, it's in alphabetical order. The S comes before the T. Also, 6, which is our number 6, has an S. 7, which is 7, has a T. So there is a pattern here. They just sound very similar. 60, 70. I've had Spanish-speaking students who've spoken Spanish their whole life ask me about their grade, and I'll say, oh, you have a 60, 60. And they'll say in English, is that a 60 or a 70? They don't know, because it is very, very similar. But that's the way that I remember it. 66, 77, just like that. Okay, I think that's where I wanted to stop today. It is. All right, my friends, I want to show you really quick your assignment that you have today. I don't know where it is. Here it is. Even though there are instructions, and I think it's pretty simple, just in case you're confused. I'm going to need to move my screen. There we go. All right, so this is pretty simple. I give you a number written in English, and you need to give me the number, like the 1, 2, 3, the signal. I don't know how to say that. So just like that. All right, so use your vocabulary list and tell me the number. Down here, it's the opposite. I need you to write what the number would be. So instead, here's a 10, you have to write 10 in Spanish, just like that. Oh my God, I'm giving you math. I'm the worst person ever. I'm so sorry. Here is some wonderful math for you. It is not difficult. I'm going to give you probably some word problems tomorrow because I think that's funny that we're able to do word problems in this class, all completely in Spanish. So look forward to us doing word problems tomorrow. All right? That's it, my friends. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for working and behaving for the substitute. I hear she's very nice. I will see y'all tomorrow. Adios.